Hey, how's it going, kids? This is Dr. Callahan with Week 15 Monday. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Go ahead and pause the video and answer the following 3 questions for your warm-up log. Take your white guided notes out and scroll down over to Week 15 Monday. And we are going to go ahead and get started with some of the questions here. Specifically, we're going to get started with the question right there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Last time I saw you guys, we learned how to add, subtract, multiply, square roots. So let's start off with something a little bit easy. So for number 29, another way of writing this is a square root of 25 times the square root of 2, which still equals 50. But the square root of 25 gives me a 5, and the square root of 2 stays in there. Take a look at number 31. Another way of writing 32 is square root of 16 times 2. Square root of 16 is 4, and the 2 stays inside the square root. So 4 square root 2. Next one, let's take a look at number 39. Another way of writing 75 is 25 times 3. Square root of 25 is 5. 3 stays inside the square root. So now that I went ahead and did 3 of the questions, I want you guys to do the next 4. So pause the video and try that on your own. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at the second column on your paper. So this one becomes obviously a little bit more complicated. So let's try number 21. So this one is the same thing as saying if you have square root of 9 times the square root of 5, which is the same thing as, hey, how are you doing? So that's going to give me a 3 square root 5. And that's your answer. Now let's go ahead and take a look at something a little bit more harder, like maybe number 15, for example. For number 15, what you have is you have a 4. 360 is the same thing as 36 times 10. And then make sure you have an R in there as well. So then here you have a 4. That 36 becomes a 6. 10 doesn't change. R doesn't change. 4 times 6 is 24. Square root 10R. And that's your answer. Let's try number 13 as well. So here you have an 8. I'm going to have 9 times 100, x, x, x. So you have 8 times square root of 9 is going to give you a 3. Square root of 100 is going to give you a 10. These two is going to come out as 1 with an x. So 8 times 3 is going to be 24. 24 times 10, 240 x square root x. So now that I did 3 of these, I want you guys to go ahead and give the remaining 4 a try. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the last column, you guys. So looking at this one here, let's go over number 3. So this is just 3. 96. You gotta ask yourself, what is a perfect square that goes into 96? So does 4 go into 96? And it does, because 4 is a perfect square. So 4 times 24 and an x. But then you also know that the 24 here could be 4 times 6. So let's see what this gives us. 3 times square root of 4 is a 2. Square root of 4 is a 2. Square root of 6 with the x. So 3 times 2 is 6, times 2 is 12, square root 6x. Okay, let's go ahead and give number 7 a try. For number 7, you have a negative 6. This one is actually a 4, so you need to have 4 of a kind to get rid of, to take something out. So I can break it down as 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 times v. Well, unfortunately, I don't have 4 of a kind with 2, so I can't take that out. So my answer is just going to stay as is, and nothing changes. So now I want you guys to give the next 4 a try on your own. Okay, so now what I'm gonna have you guys do is you're gonna do a little bit of practice on Desmos. So with this activity, you're gonna go to this QR code or to this link. And it is going to take you to having a little bit difficulty bringing up the information here. So let's see what is going on. Okay, here it's going to take you to this part right here. Once you get on this page, you're going to have 20 questions. It's going to ask you a culmination of questions on square roots itself. So make sure you guys go ahead and answer them and insert your name so that way I know who you are. And that's basically it, you guys. So let's go back to this one more time. Here's a QR code. Here's a tiny URL, 20 questions on Desmos. Make sure you guys have your name. All right, your exit ticket today is going to be right here. It says what I took away from the lesson, in addition to what I could use more help with. All right, if you're done with this part, I'm going to have you guys go onto this page right here with some additional practices that you guys can do. As always, have a wonderful week. See you later.